Okay, we got another one. This is going to be a brown belt versus a blue belt. Mo is in the black here, and he's going to be a brown. And Mason's in the yellow here, and he's going to be the blue belt. So we'll get started. And all right, so right off the bat, I kind of see what it looks like there's some judo here. A goshi, maybe a hip toss here from Mo. And anytime, so just a kind of a thing to look at here. There's definitely some judo going on, um, but from the perspective of for the blue belt here, Mason, he needs to really get his hips in. So usually when somebody starts to do it for some judo in this particular position, if you just drive your hips straight in, this will tilt Mo backwards a little bit, and then you can start to gain control with a body lock here. Just because judo, this kind of hip toss is a bit vulnerable to that, and he's giving up inside position basically. For this to actually work, he really needs Mason forward, which he is, and pulling his hips backwards, which he also is doing. So it looks like the foot's going to the inside here with Mason Uchimata. Okay, boom. So it looks like just like a kind of an ankle pick. Maybe a hip toss to an ankle pick, which is good. And he lost the head. So Mo lost the head there, and Mason popped up. Mo rolled back to his guard, grabbed the foot. He's asking me if I'm recording. I was like, yeah. All right, so we're going to go to the guard here. And get the pressure here. Mo kind of just turns away there and decides to go to this turtle position. That was really nice. So that was really impressive. Mason just kind of immediately threw the hooks in there. That's perfect. That would be the thing to do in that particular position. He also has an underhook here with the right arm, which I can't see what his left arm is doing, but you definitely want to have an underhook here, especially when his head is over top of Mo's here. Mason's head is kind of, if he's a little more in alignment here, this would be a little better, but I just don't want him to get top heavy. So in order to prevent it from being shaken off like to a tripod position, I would encourage him to keep underhooks here until he can get full control. Okay, so you see that he fell back there without any inside position, no underhooks here. So if you throw your hooks in with your legs and you don't have an underhook on either side, then when you pull back, the person can just immediately slide down to the mat or begin to produce an escape. You don't have to have double unders. Seatbelt is usually good enough. But somebody who's, if you feel like the person's going to be getting out or in the transition, a double unders, even though you can't threaten a choke, it does allow you to hold on to the position a little longer. So, okay, so he goes back to the inside position. So you see that there. I would have liked to have seen that before he fell backwards, but that's okay. His legs here is pretty good. I'd like to see his knees pinched here a little bit. I can't see the leg on the other side. Oh, there it is right there. So there's the foot right there. Not a terrible position, but just functionally speaking, excuse me. Sorry if I'm long-winded about this, but with back control is important here. The foot here, I always like to see the bottom foot, which is the side they fell to, is to have this foot, the bottom of this foot facing the ceiling. So I want to see almost like you want to do a body triangle. A lot of people can't do body triangles because they have shorter legs or the person's just much bigger. But obviously getting a body triangle with your legs can be an optimal position. And, because it frees up your arms, right? It ties your hips together and it frees up your arms. So now you can have two choking arms basically. So, but you can, even if you can't do a body triangle, I would still keep this foot really tight up to the hip here, facing the ceiling. And this foot could be on the hip, kind of closing off the position a little bit. That's just one option. But as a general rule, I want to see the feet placed, it starts at the feet. If he keeps his foot up, then the average escape of just, the common escape of just trying to get flat to the mat here, or Mo trying to get flat to the mat, can somewhat be mitigated and you can start to reset the position. Okay, so see how his knees are really wide open here and his feet kind of dead center here. This is not the optimal position for his legs. I do like that he's going to a double unders here, so that's good. But the foot position is not good here. I would like to, again, see his right foot crossing over to the side of the body here, right around here, and facing the ceiling, and getting more of a pinch on his knees here. rather than having this like center with an open knees here. Just too much space. Goes back to the seatbelt. Mo's going for the feet. Mo's got a big neck, so he can get away with a lot of stuff. I generally don't tell people to grab the feet with both their hands. I mean, one's risky enough. Two hands, that's very risky. But Mo's actually pretty hard to choke from the back. So he's pretty confident in this position to where he can actually start to produce an escape if Mason starts to get under his neck. So we'll see. So he just wanted to peel the bottom foot off. So now the bottom foot is gone. Always remember this bottom leg right here is critical. This is like the most important part of controlling the back. If the person beats this bottom leg, it's not, end all, but, there's a high probability the person's going to get out if this leg is gone. Doesn't matter typically what you have going on up here. Even if you're super tight, if they get around the bottom leg here, then there's a highly likelihood that they're going to get out. Mo is also on the inside position here with his arms, so his arm's on the inside. Mason hasn't thrown the leg over here to kind of trap the arm. He could, but again, it's this bottom leg that Mo's beaten here. Now that Mo has his hook on the back of his neck, he can start to turn the corner and pretty easily start to escape this position. It'll be interesting to see how they end up. Typically, the person escaping is going to end up on top. They're going to sacrifice a little bit of neck crank there when he turns that corner if Mason doesn't let go, and we'll see what happens here. Yeah, see, Mason doesn't let him go, so there's a bit of a neck crank there. Now Mason's trying to throw that hook in, but it's going to be, they're crunched in here. It's not going to be too much pressure. Now Mo's to his knees, so Mason has to let go of that. Mo switches to the back. Mason does a good job. He gets to his knees here. I prefer that rather than just laying on your side. Unless you're playing some kind of panda system or something. I mean, laying on your side here would just be no good. Getting back to active, which would be getting your knees underneath you and start to utilize the turtle position. If you don't know much about the turtle position, there's a lot of things you can learn there and study there to be offensive. There's turtle guard. There's all kinds of different ways you can utilize turtle to be advantageous. I like that Mason's actually starting to stand up here. This is really good. Starting to get a tripod, trying to stand up, not just staying in the position. He's moving. Now he's up. And now he circles to the back. He has the inside position. He's going to lift Mo up and slam on the ground. Mo's back up. And he's going to get Mo got his back taken again. So this is good. I do like that he lifted Mo up and put him on the ground. It ended up on the back. That was good. So no critique there. That was good. Again, he hooked to the inside position. He was able to pull Mo back in. He hasn't. If you noticed, he didn't have an underhook on either side. So Mo was starting to turn. Once he gets the underhook, you can pull him back. Again, let's just watch this foot and see what happens here. Okay, that's better. So see how his foot's turning more towards it to the hip and his foot's facing the ceiling. This foot is kind of like, it can be a hook to kind of kick the person over a little bit. You can close out the position here. Got the underhook here. So this is all really good. Okay, boom. That was not good. So he lost the bottom foot. Mo jumps over the foot. Not the end of the world. You can stay on the back. I like that he followed the back. Got up with Mo here and kept this top hook in. Now we'll see if he can get the right hook in. Kind of flatten Mo out here. Mo's going to go to turtle. Right here, I would try to get double unders and really hip in, push my legs back and try to get Mo's hips to the ground. Pulls Mo back on top. And notice Mo just keeps trying to block this bottom leg and try to scoot over top of it. And that's why he keeps getting out. The hand position here. Also notice the head position. I would like to, the Mo's head's to the floor, and the bottom leg it appears it's about to be beaten, and so this is going to be a position to where Mason needs to think about resetting the position. One way he can do this is by taking his left hand here, this hand, and reaping over top of the head and really pulling Mo back towards his left over here, so that now this leg becomes the hook, the bottom leg, and then he can begin to recover the position. He can actually start to sit up here. If he starts to sit up with Mo here, I'd like to see this left knee. Left knee? Right knee. His right knee here. I like to see it slide up towards the head, behind Mo's head. So right here, he didn't slide up towards Mo's head. Mo was able to get the turtle. If he would have slid up to Mo's head, he would have been at the top and be able to keep Mo on his side, or technically. But there was that moment where he missed it, and now we're on top. Now there's no hooks. He's kind of floating, and he has one underhook, which is going to save him in this position from getting too high. If Mo decides to tripod here, he's going to, Mason's going to fall off unless he can actually get some hooks in. Yeah. So too high, falls off. Again, leg position, you're going to need the hooks. In those particular cases, I typically let go of the seatbelt at the back to my chest to back connection. I'll have to go to a pinching of the knees around the hips and just kind of go into a surfing position until I can get my hooks in, or until Mo decides to go to his side or do something else, and then I can try to get the hooks again. Just one option. So like that Mason gets back up. This is really good. I mean, you should be, whenever you get an opportunity to go back up, just stand back up, right? This is kind of a default thing now. Like that Mason controlling the feet here. Okay, all this looks pretty good so far. Mo's looking to stand up, turns his back again. I'm right here. Okay, I like that he switched here. Okay, so this is a really good, I like this. This is very good. I do this a lot. I've been preferring this type of back attack this past year or two, or maybe it's just been a year. But instead of trying to go and just traditionally try to put your hooks in, with your head over their head, now I'm opting to put the knee in here, which is what Mason's doing, is putting his right knee in here and really trying to pull Mo back on top of him. When he does this hook will go in, and this foot can step in the middle, and they can switch it to like more of a twister back control position. In which case, if you get a twister back control position, you can always go to just standard back control. So we'll see if he can get him over. So I like that he tried to step the foot in. Mo's sitting on his feet, so that's not going to work. So, but I do like this hook. I would still try to pull Mo over here and see if I can get him tilted. So Mason switches back and goes to traditional back control, because he does have I think he has his foot in. No, he does not. Okay, yes, he does. So he has that hook in. So he decided to go back to the regular back control, which is good. Good seat belt. Okay, good head position here. His feet don't look too bad here. He's got it crossing his feet. He's got to be careful with that, obviously. But it's near the hip, so it's not too bad. It's not down here lower. When your feet are lower here and you X your feet, you're going to get leg locked. So your feet are kind of higher, so this is not a big deal if you X your feet up here. Right there. So okay, see this foot here? So the foot down here, the leg down here, and the foot we should be able to see the foot here over in the corner, right here, facing the ceiling. There's also chest to back disconnect here. So the back connection is gone. And that's too much space there. Okay, so he sits up, closes out the space. So he's trying to get the hand under Mo's chin here. Mo, again, both hands go into the feet and opening the legs. All right. Steps over the leg. Hook goes back in. Yep. Excuse me, sorry. So this is a good study just to show, as far as like escaping and defense, Mo's doing a really good job here just getting the feet open. It's clear, if you can just keep the feet open, then you can start to move around and get your back flat to the mat. You can turn into the person. All these escapes actually start to work. So that just shows you that how important it is, your leg position. Your leg position has to be, one of the main points of your back control. Leg position, your connection, your chest to back connection, your head to head connection, all this stuff is very important, but it all kind of starts at the feet. Again, no hooks, so we've lost the hooks, and now we're just kind of floating, and we're way too high, and this is going to, boom, pop off. There we go. Little push, another little push, going for a single. That was very nice. So when push it, whenever the person is trying to pass, I tell everybody this: if the person is trying to just, if they're not really pushing to pass your guard, there's a neutral or backing away, and you see their leg there, you should grab it and stand up and just take the single. Even if you don't know how to wrestle, I tell guys just stand up and grab the leg, and try to grab the second leg too, because the hardest part about wrestling and takedowns and all this is actually entry. To actually get a hold of the leg. You see guys running around in circles for 5 minutes, and neither one of them can get a hold of the leg sometimes. So you have done the hardest part, which is actually getting the connection. And there's the connection, and now you can start to work from there. If it fails, you can always go back to the position you were already in, which would be your guard. Good feint, 2-on-1, reaching in. I do like that I like that just, Mason kind of went in. I would just be careful going with your head low like that. That's my only critique. But he did get the leg, so this is good. Keep walking. I'd like to see him keep walking here. So you see how he's just standing here? He's not pressing forward. Whenever you have a single, I don't care what, just in general with wrestling, you're going forward, right? You should never be kind of just standing there, like stagnant, or even pulling. There are times to obviously pull when you have a single, like running the pipe and all this stuff. But in this, if you just grab a single, your next thought should be, I need to be walking forward, right? Or pressing forward. If you're not pressing forward and you're just standing there, this is going to leave all kinds of opportunities for jiu-jitsu guys, guillotines, kimuras, all these things. And certainly don't start pulling, because then you're walking backwards, and that's no good. So let's see what happens here. You can see that Mason's just kind of standing, and then right there. So Mo grabs the kimura. This is what I was talking about, is that once he gets the kimura, he can actually roll the position, and now, boom. Now he's on top of the kimura control in a bit of a T kimura position. We'll see if he can get up here and secure a kimura grip. There it is. That was fast. So just make sure that when you kimura, just by the way, kimura it's a whole system. So there's a whole system to study there. Just if you're curious, I actually recommend people study that position. Just because there's so many things you can do with it. It's not just a submission; it's also a way to control and move around the person's body. So kimura is a very strong position. So keep that in mind. This looks like it should be a submission, or he's going to break his arm. So yeah, okay. So that was submission. Classic kimura from the back, arm behind the back. Excuse me. And so we'll move in. That was good. That was actually very, very good on both players. It was a lot of stuff to learn there. A lot of stuff. Good stuff. I was going to play guard here. Framing on the head. This is always really good. And it's amazing what you can do from a guard perspective. Just by simply placing your hand on the guy's head, especially in this downward pressure passing type of thing. If you just smash their head into the mat or just frame their head into the mat, it becomes very difficult for them to pass. So I think Mason just keeps pressing forward, putting his chest on there. I'm not going to go through all the details of guard passing unless I see something quite obvious, but I just as default, I like what he's doing here just by constant pressure, keeping his chest on the legs, using his hands to control the feet, push the feet around the legs, and just constant pressure. This is good. He's not backing away. He's not circling. He's not neutral. He's going forward. Looks like he might be going for a leg lock or something here, or he was. Maybe it was Mo. So let me see here again. So it looks like he was passing, but then Mo sucked the leg up. I don't know if he was thinking about doing a leg lock and then he changed his mind. But there's double outside ashi position for Mo. So we'll see if this turns into something. Okay, so this is good. I like that Mason got up. He's starting to get his foot behind him and start to build up to top position. Should start to reach for the head here. Mo is going to want to try to reset this position by going inverted here, like what he's doing right now. And we'll see if he can and grab the foot maybe. Okay, so nice. So Mo got the leg straight. This sets Mason back on his butt, and we'll see if anything comes of this. I like the Mason pummel this leg in here. That's good. Mason needs to get to his hands now. Gets to his hands here and start to like really backstep here, so that he can get on top, get to top position. There's no control of his legs really. I mean, Mo has a hook on his leg, but his leg's completely bent at a 90 degree. His leg's not straight, so he should be able to build up here. Now they're triangled. Mo going for like a toe hold, but that was interesting. And then now Mason's gonna get to top. Mo goes a turtle. There goes the hook. Hook one. Mo's, if you notice his hand here, he's gonna try to block that second hook. We got an inside position here. That's good. Going to a half Nelson to break Mo down, to fall to the side. Mo was able to stay to turtle. Another half Nelson. So the battle here is he's trying to throw that hook in. Mo's blocking the hook. Okay, at this point, what I would tell Mason is, you can keep doing it and be tenacious with it and try to just continue to try to get that hook in. It's not necessary. Just pull Mo down to the side and really focus on getting him over, because you have your right hook in. That'll be your bottom hook, and that's the most important hook. Now, that being said, the second thing is Mo knows what you're trying to do. So if he knows what you're trying to do, then you guys are just kind of, battling it out here. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But as a general rule, I always, if a person defends something pretty, like they know what I'm doing, I generally want to change what I'm doing, because then it just becomes, unless it's something like I'm in the middle of a submission. Like if I have you in an arm bar, like then it's a fight, because I want to finish the arm bar. But if it's a position that, that's kind of, it's a position to where there's no submission really involved yet, then I would say, there's other things you can go to that may be just as good. So in this particular position, I may just kind of forget about that hook if he really wants this position and try to pull him over to the side and get that right side hook. If he can't, then I would just commit. If he wants to get more leverage here, I would try to really scoop that left arm under the arm, so get it really deep, his Mason's left arm, and just really pull backwards and try to pull him on the side here. Okay, so now he's got him on his side. He's going to still try to throw that hook in. So he lost the right hook. So a lot of focus on really trying to get this left hook in. Again, I don't think it's a bad idea. It's not a bad thing. It's just getting too fixated on that position, on doing that one move, and then when you had other moves, and then you actually start to lose position. So this is one of those cases where a bit of a not tunnel vision, I'd say, but it is a bit. There's a fine line between having tunnel vision and just like, being like Mikey Michi or something, and being like, just, you won't let it go. It just keeps it and attacks the same thing over and over. There's something to be said for that as well. So I'm not going to say it's wrong, but I would say a bit of tunnel vision, but that's okay. Okay, there goes the hook again. Second hook. We got the second hook. All right, so we got to the side. This is good. Got the seat belt. Everything looks pretty good. His head's close. I'd like to see like ear to ear here. Even more space taken out. Excuse me. Feet a little lazy here. I still want to see this foot over here. Okay, this bottom foot should always be up by the far hip, if you can make it, or even just facing that way. Okay, so he's going to try to throw the right leg over. As a general rule, I will say it is very difficult to block this off, to take this leg and try to grab this arm. And the reason why is because the best way to actually grab someone's arm, somebody who's skilled and knows what they're doing, is to actually use your underhook side here. So his underhook arm, his right arm here, should be trying to grab Mo's left hand here. If his right hand can grab his left hand, this goes into a straitjacket system or cross grips. If he can grab his hand here and he can get Mo to the right side, then this is the optimal way to block, to trap the arm. It's this arm that is the arm that can be trapped trapped pretty easier than this arm. I'm not saying this arm can't be caught, but I'm just saying that it's a little more effective when you do it from the underhook side, when the underhook side actually grabs the arm. So there's many reasons for that. I won't get into that, but essentially it's just because your right arm can frame and then they can't pull their arm back up. It's just it's a very strong. So this is going to not really gain you much unless, and even if you were to get this, you're kind of at a strange angle. Again, I've choked people this way and you still can't get that arm. I'm just saying the most effective way is to do it from the underhook side to grab the opposite arm. If you can do that and get on that side, then it frees your choking arm. And now your choking arm can really start to go for things here. So there we go. So Mo went to go grab the leg, and he brought his hands away from his face, and now he's paying the price because now Mason is under the neck, and Mo's peeling the top arm off, and that's what he should be doing, peeling the top arm off. He's still not out of trouble because that arm is still under the leg, or that arm is still under his neck, and now the leg is coming back on top to try to trap, and now this is going to be okay. So now the arm is very deep. So when you're trying to strangle someone, yes, you need to get it under the neck, but what I really like to focus on is getting the choking arm to the shoulder, getting that hand to the shoulder. If you can get that hand to the shoulder, you can usually finish the choke. So your goal is not to to finish the choke and do it a rear naked choke. Your goal is just to get that hand to that shoulder. If you can get to the hand to the shoulder, then you should be able to start to produce a strangulation. You also need to hide your thumb, obviously. Getting the hand to the shoulder and hiding your thumb are a priority. So those are the two things. And there's many ways to do that: trapping arms, hiding hands, all these things, different types of strategies, straitjacket systems, and all this. There's ways to do that. But the most efficient, obviously, is going to be to trap an arm. So Mo's trying to peel that arm down. I still would like this. This foot's a little lazy here, and that's okay. It just needs to be up here. That's all. Just make it a little bit stronger. Okay, so now it's locked in. So this is a strong lock. Okay, so Mo has now lost access to Mason's thumbs, both thumbs it looks like, and now he's in a bit of a trouble. If he can try to beat the feet here, he may be able to get out. But if you're caught like in a full rear naked choke, even if you beat the legs at this point, it can still be difficult to get out. Nice. That's very good. Shouldn't bring your hands to your feet, to the feet. Just keep them by your neck. All right, so slap bump, and go to seatbelt position. Okay, so I like this knee going in right here. You could step that left foot in here and start to pull back and start to go for a twister back. Okay, he switched it again. So he baits. It's really interesting. He's done this a couple times. He baits like he wants to go to that position, and then he switches to put that hook in. I like that. That's nice. And then go straight for the neck. This is good. Pull backwards. Got the rear naked choke again. And then the time went out. Okay. So, very good. Wow, that was really great. There's a lot of good stuff there. So, yeah, I won't go over all of it, but there it is. This was a really good match, and a lot of good stuff. So, that will be it for this one, and I'll do another one at some point.